So you want to build your ultimate audiophile system. Maybe your forever system for $100? I know, it's a little bit click-y. Not clickbaity, click-y. But if you can save $100 consistently, hopefully each month, you can create a killer system. We're going to talk about how to do that. And I know it's crazy because this hobby is all about the FOMO, fear of missing out on the next greatest thing. But if you implement just a few of these ideas, you are well on your way to having your perfect forever dream system. So sit down, grab a cup of coffee, and let's talk about building the ultimate audiophile system for $100. Why $100? I think $100 is the sweet spot. Most of the people that are our age, i.e. Gen Xers, yay, baby boomers, yay, can maybe afford $100. We can hide it away in a shoebox. And if you can save $100 per month at the end of the year, you have $1,200. And $1,200, it used to be $1,000, but $1,200 is kind of a magic sweet spot. You can get really good gear that can last a long time. And I think the law of diminishing returns, obviously that's a moving target, really kicks in around $1,200, between $1,000 to $2,000. Now, I'm not saying that every $1,200 product out there is perfect. You're still gonna have to do some research. But if you do this for 4 years, you're gonna have 4 components all within that price range that are going to be awesome if you do some research. How do you get started? Well, most of us probably have $1,200 worth of stuff laying around our house that we don't use, and you can sell it to get into this hobby or get your first components. My whole channel started from selling off my old Star Wars figures, Star Wars vehicles, and G.I. Joe figures. Interestingly enough, G.I. Joe toys were worth way more than Star Wars toys. I didn't think that would be the case. When my parents moved to Arizona, I had a big box of all my toys. I was very fastidious about them, so they all had their original accessories, weaponry. And when they dropped off the box, I thought about just selling the whole thing for like $100, but I put them up on eBay, each one. And after I sold a whole bunch of them, I had about $4,000 to buy my first system. I bought a Moon by Sim Audio integrated amplifier and a pair of KEF LS50s, and I listened to them and I was so disgusted because my AVR and some $500 speakers sounded just as good that I had to start a channel. I became enraged. The point is, if you look around your house, you find some stuff that you're not using, you can sell it and get that first piece of hi-fi awesomeness. The second thing, the key thing, outside of saving money and selling stuff to get money, is don't buy dumb stuff. If we really look at our lives, we do an inventory, we look at our bank account, we see what are we spending money on every day, then we can change our priorities. Put a little bit towards the hi-fi system. And you also get a little bit of satisfaction when you make a decision not to buy the $6 coffee and to take that $6 and to put it into a little envelope, lockbox, because you know you're checking boxes, you're voting for your audiophile system. Every time we do one little behavior and it's tangible, we know what it is, it's a vote for what we want to do. And if we want to have a really nice system, it can be built on one decision at a time. It's a brain mentality. Then at the end of the day, you can look back and say, hey, did I vote for my audiophile system or did I vote for short-term instant gratification? Vote long-term. Vote audiophile. Make hi-fi great again. Sorry, I had to do that. The other thing that you can do to kind of vote in favor of your long-term audiophile system is to buy products that have some type of resale value, or buy used after something's kind of depreciated and it's still current. And to also look at retail outlets like the Music Room, because the Music Room takes gear on trade. But they're not going to take probably a Fozzy Audio BT20A on trade. They will probably take something from Goldnote or Unison Research, something that's kind of a tier up But if you buy it used, you use it for a while, and then you trade it in on something that you're after, you're going to have some residual value to that product. I am not saying
don't buy Fozzy Audio.
I love Fozzy Audio, and a lot of us can't save $100 a month, or we don't have a system to begin with. Trust me, I've got a ton of videos out there about building systems under $500, under $350, and those are awesome and will get you started. But this is a hobby that if you really want to take it to the 96th percentile, you can do that $100 at a time. To do this though, you have to delay gratification. You have to fight off FOMO. You have to stop buying stuff today. You have to put a plan in place, and you have to be a bit disciplined. Let's talk about some products that I would recommend around the $1,200 price point. For amps, you can look at an integrated amp or you can look at a straight power amp. For integrated amps, I like the CXA81 Mark II from Cambridge Audio. Forgot the name of the company. If you're looking for a power amp, I would look at something like the XPA Gen 3, I think from Emotiva. Comes in right around $1,200 for a 2-channel version of that. Now, if you do that, you're going to need some type of volume control or preamp on the front end. You can use something like the Weem Ultra to control volume. Some DACs also can control volume. There's also an advanced Paris integrated amp for right around the $1,000 price point. Personally, for me, the integrated amps that I really love are a little bit more expensive than $1,200, coming in around $2,000 or $2,500. Those would be the advanced Paris A10 Classic, the Unison Research Unico Primo. Advanced Paris also has a power amp with VU meters that comes in around $2,000. But I know we're kind of talking the $1,200 price point. If you have any other integrated amps or power amps around that $1,000 price point, please put it in the comments. For streamers, I like the CXN100 from Cambridge Audio or the EXN from Cambridge Audio. EXN's a little bit better. But if you're going to buy a really good DAC, then the CXN100 is probably just fine. The reason why I like the CXN100, it's got really good clocking. So if you buy a $1,000 DAC, something like the Denafreps Aries or the Dishelli Labs Daisy, you're basically using it as a streamer transport. And I would recommend personally spending a lot of money on the DAC instead of the streamer. You can get streamers less expensive than the CXN100, but if you're looking for the utmost in musical fidelity, the internal clock in the CXN100 is worth it. Now, there's a workaround for that with the Weem Ultra and the SMSL P0100. You have to go USB out of the Weem Ultra into the SMSL P0100 and then that into a USB connection on your DAC. That takes care of a lot of the timing issues with the Weem Ultra. Some people also really like the Eversolo products. I don't like it because I don't like the Android interface, but if you don't mind the Android interface, I think the Eversolo products, DMP A6 or A8, are really good options. Sonically. Maybe not using it, but sonically they're really good options. Speakers are a little bit more difficult. You can get a really good speaker for $1,200 or $1,500, but a lot of times the $2,000 price point is kind of the ultimate level. But I like the Sonus Faber Lumina 2 Amateurs. They come in around $1,500. They're just a bookshelf speaker though. So if you want a floor standing speaker, I would look at something like the Q Acoustics 5040. Very natural sounding speaker, incredible mid-range, good top end. You can also look at the Emotiva XT1s or XT2s. Emotiva is usually running some type of sale. So the XT2s will probably come in around that $1,200 price point. XT1s I like though, because even though they have smaller woofers than the XT2s, I still think that they're perfect for almost every, even a really, really big room. The XT1s work out just great. So in summary, This is all about delaying gratification. This is all about saving money. This is all about kind of being smart about how you buy products and getting stuff that has decent resale value. And this is also about just getting off your rear end and selling stuff that you don't use. I am super guilty of just letting stuff stack up that I never use, when most of it's worth a little bit at least. So if you want that ultimate audiophile system, you can do it $100 at a time, and you can get it kickstarted by going into your garage and logging into Facebook Marketplace or eBay. I hope you like this video. If you want to check out some of the videos I did on really affordable systems under $500, under $350, I will link them right here and here. Check them out. You'll love them.